Hey guys, the argument I picked was government shutdown. Whose fault is it? Because nobody seems to know. Do you know? I have an idea. Okay, so let's get into this argument. The magazine article will be linked below. Please check it out. What the magazine has done, they have talked to analysts and strategists from both sides, Dems and Republicans. All these people are tops in their fields. They know the government, they know their party, they know what they're talking about. So, the argument I picked, because you will see that there is a lot. I just picked this one because it just stuck out to me. And I think once I read you the argument, you'll see why. So, the lady who made this argument, her name is her name is April Ponaru. And she is a senior advisor at the Conservative Reform Network. Now, her argument's interesting because she says it is the Republicans' fault because they could have pushed for laws that would have allowed the government to stay open, so it would have given them funding, and they could have conceded on DACA. It is Trump's fault because because his presidency has been inconsistent. Her words, not mine. It is the Democrats' fault because they blocked the continuation of government. So she really gives you these three ideas to think about, but it's important to recognize that she works for the conservatives. So that is her party alliance, that's her allegiance is to them. So it's incredibly interesting that her argument doles out whose fault is on all sides, not just her party side. I thought that was interesting because when you look through the other arguments, they're kind of it's the other party's fault. Our party didn't do this, they did this. Her argument is because you have Trump's inconsistency, because you have the GOP who wouldn't concede a little bit on DACA, because you have the Dems who blocked funding. All of these things came together to make the perfect storm for the government shutdown. No one wanted to work together. That was the problem. So I thought her argument being, because you've got Trump's inconsistency, because you have the Democrats blocking funding, because you have the GOP who wouldn't concede a little bit on DACA, because of all of these things, you end up with government shutdown. And I thought that was just really refreshing. It was a refreshing argument because I think oftentimes we see something very one sided where it's, I'm a Republican, so it's the Democrats' fault, or I'm a Democrat, so it has to be Trump's fault, or the GOP. We can't, wasn't us. In this, she really just kind of owns it, saying, my party was involved, possibly your party and our president was involved. All of these things came together and didn't work out for the common good of the people. So I really respected her argument because when I looked at where she worked, then I read her argument, it was like an aha moment. Like, she gets it. She understands it's not just one party, it's all of it. And to me, that just made everything. Because if you look on Facebook and on Twitter and wherever else you get, your news, it's it's got to be somebody else's fault. No one really owns their decisions. And I think her just saying blame is on all sides really just it stuck out to me because she had such a way when she wrote it that you couldn't help but even if you didn't agree, you were just like, you know, she she's on to something. And I thought that that was just an amazing argument. Um, that's just my opinion on it. I would love to hear from you guys and let me know what you think.